All right, hello and welcome back to another um, edition of this week analysis. All right, so before we take a look at what will happen or might happen this week, let's take a look at what happened last week. So last week on DSY, it is the 4-hour time frame. We were actually looking for this price to actually sell to this particular area for us to take the buy, and for the daily we were actually looking for this high and this high ultimately to be taken, but as you can see we saw this big 3 days candle that actually broke this high. All right, so with that we are let's check for. All right, so let's use this. So with that we saw that price also did the opposite in the Euro USD. Price came here and then find some sensitive resistance here and fell down. All right, so this was what we talked about last week. And then for the we didn't analyze GBP USD, but we analyze Euro USD. For Euro USD, we're expecting markets to trade downwards before going upward. So the market actually, when the market opened, it actually came to this place, to this other block here. All right, and then went downwards, taking out this low. So we were expecting these lows to be taken, these lows to be taken, and that's what it did. And then found some support at this sensitive price point at 0.555 points. Therefore, we saw the bullish run that we were expecting to take at this other high. All right, so that's it. And then we talked about gold. We talked about goods. So goods, which usually follow the the euros, the euro USD, the GDP USD. So they usually go to the same direction. So the analysis I did was for markets to actually trade down, the market to actually open, then take out this low, and let's see. All right. So for market to open, take out this low and then this low, but the market actually opened, came there, and then consolidated. So based on what I was expecting for the euro USD, the also GBP USD, I was expecting the market to go lower, so I expected goods to also do likewise to go lower. So I was not looking to buy the market anymore, though the previous analysis said buy. So I changed my direction. That's why you need to be very, very flexible in your analysis. Don't just be hair bent on that it must happen, it must happen. No, if the market shows you something that is contrary to what you believed before, then you will likely have to change your bias, because we are not the owner of the market. All right, so we just look for what is favorable for us and what agrees with our way of analysis. Okay, all right, so quickly let's what are we going to be expecting this week? um the week is already open. All right, so um let's look for, let's see what is happening here. Okay, so this is the weekly time frame. So we're actually looking for this OB. We're actually looking for this OB to see some rejection. So we're actually going to buy the pair to this particular rejection. All right, so let's look at it from the daily points. Okay, so we also look at this quickly. we might actually see some, if we don't see a rejection here, all right, so this is where we are. If we do not see a rejection at this particular point, maybe market rejects points, then pull back a little bit to this particular, closing out this fair value gaps that's left here, or coming down to this, but I don't believe it's going to come back to this high, this previous high. I don't believe now, so I think it's still going to go higher. It's still going to go higher to this particular point. So this week I'll still be looking to buy the dollar pair. If I don't see any rejection from here, which is likely, might be possible, then it's either we're going to be a little bit chubby, as in consolidating a little bit, then coming consolidating to fill up this particular little bit of gap it leaves here, therefore going higher. All right, or to just from here keep on maintaining this momentum and going higher. Okay, so that's it. And let me streamline this and see if I can get particular. Okay, so let's take a look at the 4 hour. What do we expect from the 4 hour? From the 4 hour, we see that the 4 hour candles, as this was the momentum, then we saw it not really going far, having some wicks all around, did not take away this weekly high. So I'm actually going to look for this last week high to be taken. Let me draw this quickly. All right, so let's see. Let me take away this. It's no longer needed. This is no longer needed. All right, so let's see where we are here. Okay, so we might actually see something from here to trade, maybe trading lower, to this particular point, or this particular point, and then resuming the buy as well. All right, so that's what we are going to be looking for, DSY. And then with that knowledge, we look at the euros, and then with the euros, let's take away this, no longer needed, and then all right, so with the euros, we are still looking for this particular point, just like the inverse of the dollar. We're looking for this particular point from the weekly, and then this particular point. All right, so we are at that point right now. Let's use this. Okay, so we are at that point right now. So let's go for the so just like the inverse of the DSY, we are actually expecting markets to give us something to buy. So that buying take away this high, this previous high, or this high, or coming to this block. I mean, either taking away this high and coming to this block, therefore selling again to this the particular to this other point. All right, so that's what we'll still be looking for the Euro USD. And then let's take a look at what the GDP is telling us. Um, Still loading. Alright, so let me take away this, no longer needed. Um, so what do we see right here? We see that we are already in a particular sensitive area. Alright, so we are already in a particular sensitive area, and the market already came. It did not weaker, take out this low, but did not weaker. So we might also see some downwards movement, then maybe coming to this particular equal lows right here. So we saw this equal lows that is really attracting price. So we are actually calling for USD, for GBP USD to go lower, taking out this equal lows. But then we should be mindful of this OB. Should be mindful of this OB. Alright, so and then let's take a look at what the 4-hour okay, so let's see what we can do. Let's streamline this to okay. Alright, so this is where we are right now. And so this is where we are right now. So we can likewise see some rejection right here, then coming back to this. So buying maybe this Monday and maybe perhaps Tuesday, buying to this particular block right here, this particular price right here, before rolling it down, selling it downwards again. Alright, or it might just continue being sideways, then just fall off. Alright, fall off to this particular area that we marked, this particular area, out coming but taking out these equal lows that we can see right here. So this is actually the main target. I'm actually looking to sell the GBP USD for this week. Alright, so any buy movement I will not like to participate, but if I see my setup play out, I'm actually take the participation and then just end it right here. I'll not be looking to go all over, because it favors the price movement lower. Alright, so that was it for this, and then let's look at let's see this. I don't usually trade this a lot, but let's see what this can offer us on. Alright, so we can see that the price is just doing lower lows, lower highs. This was the high, this was another lower high, then another lower high is coming. So we might see another selling off again, and to this particular point. Alright, so the only way I can confidently trade this pair is when I see either the euro being volatile, or the dollar or the GBP being volatile. So that is the only way this pair can move. So but if the euro and GBP are moving in the same direction, they expect this to consolidate. Alright, so although ultimately I'm looking to actually sell uh this particular pair, because right now it is having some rejection. It has some rejection like what we marked some time ago during the analysis, having some rejection, and this particular candle right here. So we might actually see it either going up or taking out this high, which I don't actually expect it to do, but I see it coming just to this particular point here, that is east, and then roll down was to this particular point. So let's look at it for the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so for the 4-hour time frame, what are we looking at? Possibly uh All right, so we might actually see the price coming to this particular point, taking out all these highs, but not this one, just this particular high, maybe coming back, taking out this side and falling downwards. Okay, so you actually expect this pair to sell to that particular to this particular point. We actually uh, shaded. All right, so I'm just looking to be bearish because the market has actually been bearish. All right, so the market has actually been bearish. So we just continue the flow like that. So let's look at um let's see US card and see what we have for this particular pair. Alright, so this particular pair, I'm expecting it to be actually bullish. Yeah, so I'm expecting to be bullish, but then again, we have to look at this particular area that price struggle to leave before could become a place of rejection. So although I'm looking for all these highs here to be taken, I'm looking though this candle came to take out this high, but I'm still looking for it to come back and take out it again. But we might also expect some rejection from around this particular area right there, right? So also this can also be very sensitive for price to actually have some rejection from this area right here. Price might actually have some rejection, and then looking at the four uh all right, so looking at the 4 hour time frame, we can see some consolidation and all that. So for the 4 hour time frame, let me use this. All right, so that's the particular block we are going to be interested on. So if perhaps market actually went higher, taking at this high, it's already taken at this high, but also go higher more, and actually take out all these lows, just come here, take out all these lows a little bit, then drop off perhaps to this particular point. All right, so it will actually follow what we are actually trying to achieve with the dollar pair. All right, so for DSY coming down there before resuming the buy again to this other to this other zone. All right, so it's other zone marked. So that's it. And let's look at gold for now. What is gold actually saying? So all these are no longer required. All right, so gold is actually in the place where I marked. All right, so we found some. I don't believe the market is going to go higher. All right, I don't believe it's going to go higher. I think it's going to go lower because of these equal lows that has been on my eye in my eyesight for a very long time. All right, so I want to see this low taken. So be mindful of this, of buying the gold. Be mindful of buying any buy. I think might be a retracement. Okay, so we saw this big intense move, and then we might be going for um these equal lows that I talked about. So for now, what do we see? We see price here. We expecting price to actually find uh something here, and mm, if we do not see any rejection that is showing right here, then this point, if it continues to go higher, then this point might be a point of consideration. So I actually just see price coming to this particular place, then falling off, but I don't see it. I don't see it at all. I believe it's still going to go. Okay, let's look at the 4 hour and see what we are actually looking for. Right. So what I expect for the 4 hour is market to just come, maybe take out the short term high, taking out this short-term high and then roll over to this particular point we have marked with our eyes looking forward. This equal lows right here. All right, so if we are actually looking for, so we are still going to be bearish on the on gold. That's why just as other currency is still going to be bearish. All right, so that's it, and I hope you found this insightful. So like and also subscribe to my channels because of we'll still be uploading some new insightful video. I hope you learn a lot. Now my strategy is not all about order blocks. There are lot of things to consider before taking any trade, but order block theory is a very good theory. I think from the ICT from Michael Audison. So it's a very good concept, right? But it's not all that I trade. But it's very effective. The concept very effective, but it's not all that I trade. So if you really want to know the way I trade and actually get a precise movement of price, then you can actually uh, contact me on my Telegram channel. All right, so you can actually contact me on Telegram. So it is in the description below. So all right, so you can also join the group as well there for some setup that I post uh maybe during sometimes. All right, so you can just check it and see if it also corresponds with what you actually doing or what you actually think the market will do. All right, so we call it a day for now, and we see you next week for another weekly outlook. So have a nice trade.